It is an opera like few others, about a life and a death like few others.
For modern operas, this is a perfect story to tell.
It is the story of Harvey Milk, the gay activist who became one of the first openly gay elected officials in American history, but who is often remembered more for how his life ended than how it was lived.
Both Mayor Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk have been shot and killed. The suspect is Supervisor Dan White.
The story of Harvey Milk's life has been told before, in books, in an Oscar-winning documentary, and an Oscar-nominated feature film.
I've got seats for the opera.
Now, his operatic life story is an opera, simply titled Harvey Milk. But bringing it to the stage at Opera Theater of St. Louis has been an opera-worthy saga itself, starting in 1992.
I went out to San Francisco. I lived with Milk's sort of heirs for a few weeks, many of whom I interviewed for this opera. I did a lot of tapes. I did a lot of transcriptions of those tapes and converted it to libretto because I felt that this was an opportunity to both break news and find a new form of opera.
Channel 13, KTRK-TV, Houston.
The world premiere of a brand new opera, Harvey Milk, is tomorrow night.
In 1995, Harvey Milk, an opera in 3 acts, made its debut at the Houston Grand Opera. The reception was mixed.
At the time, these operas based on real-life subjects of recent history were a fairly new and controversial thing. They dubbed it CNN opera. There was a great deal of fuss at the time over terms that I didn't understand. Things like special pleading was a term. You don't hear special pleading so much, but it was just a way of being homophobic and saying we don't want to see gay politics in our opera house.
Now, more than a quarter century after its bumpy start, the times are somewhat different, and so is the opera.
It's not that they've just cut things out. They've really transformed the whole piece and put it into this 2-act version, which I think just makes it, it's just better storytelling.
Compared to the original, what had been a sprawling pageant of an opera has been toned down and tightened, rewritten and recomposed.
I don't know how it's going to work. My feeling is that it will work, and that I don't need all the window dressing that we had, that we need to let the story and the passion and the music shine through in 2 acts, and then people can go get coffee and dessert.
The new version of Harvey Milk was supposed to have its world premiere at Opera Theater of St. Louis in 2021, but COVID pushed the debut to 2022. The title role is sung by Thomas Glass, who at age 31 was born long after Harvey Milk died. So Glass had to spend time getting to know both the story and the man.
To be honest with you, I've seen a lot of parallels in how I like to perform and how I am as a human being and how Harvey was. And as I've been reading and learning and watching Harvey, it's like, oh my God, I don't even have to change that much about what he was, because he was so, he was a big talker with his hands, and he was constantly making crude jokes, and he was fun. He was just a force of energy that people wanted to be around.
Harvey had an idea.
To extend the impact of the opera beyond the stage, Opera Theater of St. Louis held several public events leading up to the debut, including panel discussions, screenings of the feature film and the documentary.
We need a flag.
And this event for children about Milk's life, including his role in creating the rainbow flag, which the kids then had the chance to recreate. Unlike the movies about Harvey Milk, the opera goes into much more detail about his early life. But ultimately, Harvey Milk the opera is not just about his life, it's about his legacy.
It's a civil rights story more than it is the story of a gay man.
Harvey's message was you've got to give him hope, and that one person has power. Basically, everything that Harvey Milk fought for is back on the line again. There's no such thing as a victory that you can then walk away from. The fight is every single day.